Welcome to We the Village, produced by Ron Hall, and I'm your host, Sharonda Allen. I'm here today with Mr. JOVAN Acree. So I want you to first tell us, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a videographer, producer, and brand development. That's what I do.
Okay, nice. So what has prepared you to go into this field? What's your background, your business, your educational background that has prepared you for this field?
Oh, well, my business and personal background at this is, well, first of all, I went to college, Delaware State University, communications was my major. I went into film and production as a minor, and worked in the business, I can't believe, over 15 years now. Various brand, product placement, and media companies. So that's exactly where my development comes from. Places like BET, Source Magazine, worked on Time Warner. I've been on a few other major productions in films and movies.
Nice, very nice. I myself, I'm also into entertainment, but not as deeply because I've found that there are no rules. So how do you deal with the ethics of the entertainment industry itself?
Well, there's basically like a code of silence in the industry. It's basically like seen but not heard, learn but don't speak. So that development, and you got to be pretty much recommended into the business. If you're not recommended to the business, it's going to be a long, hard road for you, so to speak. But I really like the industry. It's really got me a lot of different places and all over the world, and in front of kids and teaching them the education form of film production and branding is what my expertise is now. So
nice.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, and so one of the things that you're saying is that you have to know somebody. It's who you know. Basically.
Yeah, it is all about who you know.
It's who you know.
And also you have to be talented at the same time, and be a hard worker. You wake up early, go to bed late. This is overall development of that business ethics is that you have to be harder, you work harder than everyone else to get the shine that you need.
Absolutely. So what you have this company called Impact Universe. What are your business goals in this particular company?
Well, first of all, thank God for me falling upon this whole movement. It really has got me moving because it started off as a mission to help my community. Firstly, it means Impact Universe. It means it's inspired movement, power, achievement, community together. We rise. That's the way I was dawned upon me going across the country to develop this whole mission. Was I had a homeless story that is second to none. You're trying to find your journey, and I really loved film. I really loved being a part of entertainment, and wasn't placed properly. So I felt like going on a journey like this, I would find myself, and I find myself at film studios, production studios in California, on set being PA, learning the game from the ground up, and that's where I found my gift of product placing items, putting myself in front of the camera, being behind the camera as a second director, or placing myself in the areas where I can be useful.
Right.
And I think that's why I made it a business. And I came home and started the LLC, and it kind of actually is developing very well in the industry right now. It's getting a name for itself.
Let me ask you, you said you weren't placed properly. What does that mean? Give me a little bit more about you say you weren't placed properly.
Well, being placed properly, I was a little too vocal for modeling. I was a little too more. I was vocal in that area. Where it was just that's where you're placed, just to be basically a figure. and put on clothes and you walk down the runway. And that's all you're there for. You're not there to speak your mind. You're there with long hours. Whether you're taking a picture or a shot for production purposes, you're just supposed to be there and do your time, and then you go on about your business. So I think I was a little too vocal for that. So that's where production and being behind the scenes, I found my gift and my talent behind the scenes, because the part of it is I can manipulate the set without someone telling me what to do. And I think that gave me direction on where I wanted to go. So I said, okay, if this is make believe and I can create some content,
Yes.
then this is where I need to be, because now I can put anything on set and it becomes real to the ongoing public. So that's exactly why I feel like that was my passion.
So that's basically the creative end.
The creative side. Visual.
So yeah, as an artist, as a performing artist, as a model, you are molded. Models are molded into whatever, and it doesn't mean that they mold themselves. And you know, that's one of the problems that I had with the music industry. I wanted to sing the way I wanted to sing.
Right.
But people wanted me to do this and do that. I'm like, no. I want to do things my way. So I knew that I could not let myself be the particular product, that brand.
Right.
Because as an artist, you're a brand. As a model, you're a brand. You might not be the brand maker or the brand creator, but when you are behind the scenes, as you said, when you are the producer and you are, you know, creating, then that's where you have more say.
Exactly.
You know, and some people don't understand that when you go into the music or whatever entertainment industry, you are what they want you to be.
And I could add in a little bit on that piece of manipulating the set or being the producer or director. There's a script that you can run, and then you can ad lib, like what goes on with the script or what's good for a set. You can invent while you're going. You can constantly visually create and bring something to life that's never been seen before. So that's where, you know, someone that could elaborate on a lot of things will make you very powerful in the industry, because, you know, if you have so many ideas that you can put on the set, that could be helpful in a lot of areas where there's a lot of gray areas and people don't know what they're doing. That's where those ideas come into play, you know.
Right.
So
you mentioned before that you also, in what you do for a living, in your business goals, you said you had a homeless story.
Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Well, I basically could tell you like this, you know, coming from Paterson, New Jersey, not having a troubled youth, but not having a mentor at the time, direction through college, and money like I needed to have. I wound up on a lot of people's couches at the time. It gave me a lot of friendships, but not a lot of money. I wound up on the bad end of the stick a lot of times, whereas I needed help. And I think that's what kind of broadened my horizons, because those mentors became my friends and very best friends to this day. You know, I take a story as going to Raritan Valley Community College. I needed a ride, and I met this young lady who just happened to be very nice. And I think that those moments in my life where you would say that someone could turn an eye or a shoulder, they helped you out in that direction to where you need to go, and it gives you a positive look on insight on what this business is now. You know, I put this into my whole movement. You know, and anybody that I come across that has no direction, I kind of direct them in the right path, give them the resources that they need, and piece them back together, because that's what Impact Universe does. Pieces people together with their ideas and develops them as a full brand, you know? So that's what I've been doing with different companies. Like The Source, they needed models at the time, and they didn't have the wrong people, so you call in, get the right people, and put them on set. Then you might need someone that has the right treatment, or the right videographer, or the right director. And those things is where my company has brought other companies together, doing festivals, events, concerts. One good company that I've worked with is called SJ Presents. They're in New Jersey. They do the Prudential Center all the time. So being behind the scenes, whether it be a driver, bringing in a celebrity, to actually helping out with the set, putting the sets together, now I get the full involvement and understanding of how you put or coordinate a full set, a full function, a theater play, or it gives me different skills. And that way you can add people to it, you know?
So you sound like you have an agency,
Because
it's like you're doing casting, you're doing, production. I mean, that's a production company. You're filling in the blanks, but so I would imagine that you have like an attorney on staff.
Yeah, Navarro Gray. He's actually one of the best lawyers in the country. He has musically put. Well, he's musically put people like Fetty Wap from Paterson, New Jersey, on the map. He's given me a lot of advice. He's put a lot of things that legally in the way for me to make these great strides. Not to mention Londell McMillan. He's been a great mentor at the time when I needed guidance in the business on how to go to record labels, how to work in on set or in the scene, basically like either commercials or whether it be a concert. Those are great mentors that I've had. Even Alex Ellis, he's suit and tie gentleman from Tie to Greatness. Thank God for him. He's directed me in my path, and I was able to have some concrete decisions made for me professionally, and here I am.
Right. It sounds like you've had a lot of, prolific individuals as mentors in the industry. So I would like for you to, give us, tell us what is the business mission of Impact University. You talked about some of the things that you do, but what's the mission? What is, when you had to file your LLC papers, what is it?
Well, I had to file my papers. Impact University LLC was geared towards two parts: the development and manufacturing of a whole brand. That was the responsibility, and then the second part was the visual content, bringing it together in one area of entertainment, whether it be musically, whether it be on an actor's stage, whether it has you have one person that had a great idea and you can put it together on set and make a musical, whether you needed a treatment or a script for a storyline, and you put the people together and you put them on stage. Those are all the things that Impact Universe has basically impacted in the industry. Those are the two core ways. And the third aspect of it was helping the homeless and post-traumatic syndrome victims. That's me being a victim of gun violence. I really had a heart to anyone that's out on the street, because you never know exactly what they're going through. So in the morning, I decided to take some articles of clothing, toothbrushes, soap packages. Knowing being a man on the couch, you never know where you might be. So I started going around Irvington, and I actually ended up in Puerto Rico. That's how far it's gone. My first year of trying and completing those tasks. I've gotten pretty far doing those things, and that's how I help and contribute to my community on a regular basis. I actually have a makeover. We're doing back to school next week. At the end of the week.
What day?
Actually, it starts just before Labor Day weekend. It's on a Saturday.
Is that which day?
September 2nd.
September 2nd.
September
Okay.
2nd.
September 2nd, 2017.
2017, excuse me.
Okay.
We have 2-on-1 basketball. We're donating barbers and videographers coming to Brooklyn, New York City, and we're gonna give them haircuts. Have a few mentors, and they'll be talking to them about getting their grades together and getting them back to getting in the mindset that they need to be in, and have them focus on their education instead of sports. Because I think that our culture is so deeply rooted in the sports that we never ever think about what we're doing while we're in school. We're ready to go get to Friday night lights or basketball games, and we never think about the education portion of where we're going. What our grades are going to look like. We're so ready for fashion and looking to talking the talk and walking the walk for the first week of school. We never have our mindset and where we need to go, and that's part of the problem in the inner city. So we kind of get them ready to go. Give them a nice speech. Don't really tell it like it is. Don't sugarcoat things, because it's a lot of kids this year that might get in trouble, and we have to tell them those troubles. And you might have bad things that goes on in your household, but you still have to lead by example. You have to be, if you want to be a public figure, you have to lead by example. You have people that's around you that are watching you, and you have to continue on focus on what you're doing. So if you want to be a leader, a part of this group, in this environment, in this organization, first of all, education is first. Secondly, if you want to intern, we have a lot of professionals that go where they need to go, and we can put you with pair you up, whether it be community leaders, even in churches, or in any of these film festivals coming up. Not to mention, there's another film festival coming, North Film Festival. I'll be there as well.
What date is that?
That's September. The opening is September 8th.
September 8th, 2017.
So 2017 is the opening of it. So that's
what's the venue?
Red carpet. I don't know exactly the venue.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I know exactly that's
Is
when the
there a
red carpet.
website that anyone could visit if they wanted to find out where exactly they could find the information?
As a matter of fact, I'll check. I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay.
But moving forward, that's exactly where. That's exactly. So this is where we need to. So sorry about that. But being a parent is definitely.
He brought his little boy on set today, and he told me this little boy knew how to be very quiet while we're on television.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So we're back.
So yes, and we're back. So my question to you: what is now? You're telling me all these different things. It sounds like your business has sort of a nonprofit edge to it, and you're doing these different things, but yet you're doing a lot of community stuff, and that is the philanthropic portion of it.
Right.
So what are what is like your long-term vision? What do you see this being in the future? Where do you see this going?
Well, knowing that we have a motto in the company, whereas we don't treat me like someone else, because I am you. We're just like any other person with issues, problems, or circumstances. All you need is great mentors and people with a great vision to get you where you need to go, who've been there before. So long-term goals is to work with major film companies, universities that can place you directly into school, or interns directly into either film schools or on set directly to film projects that probably would be Academy or Oscar, Grammy nominated film sets, and get kids from the inner cities onto those sets and teach them directly how to shoot a camera, how to be on set and conduct yourself on set, as we're talking about right now, or even being the star being a major star or the role in a music video, learning how to cast, learning how to brand yourself. These are the things that I think my long-term, I'll even have a curriculum even in the university at some point, to whereas my company can come in and teach kids how to brand themselves and have a course, maybe in a few universities. That'll be the long-term goals, and getting, more workforce, the workforce in the community. That's a long-term goal.
So you talked about branding. Can you tell us about, give us some more detailing, like what is branding, and just how do you get someone to deal with that aspect of business? What's branding?
Well, it's basically, when you see a brand, what do you think about a brand? A brand is an identity, or it's not basically a slogan. It's a name that is that everybody remembers. A brand is something that, like I said, I have a crest or something that a university or a college goes by, a logo, or something it's an identity. It represents
the
who
institution.
Exactly. It's what the development or a model of a company. You remember, like I don't want, Johnson and Johnson. They go by certain things. PSE&G, the NFL, the NBA. Those are brands that people remember because, or Nike, or like right now, back to school's coming. They remember the Jordan. Michael Jordans are gonna be big, so everybody's gonna be wearing Jordans. That's the brand, So that is identifiable to everybody across America. If you have the right brand, that's exactly what we develop. Whether it be people, places, and things, as long as you have your brand identifiable, that's what we can develop from an idea.
Do you have a specific methodology about an artist branding themselves?
Okay, so basically it is a form that you have to fill out. It starts from basically your name, and then we give you like a chart of what do you want to be, who do you see, what field do you see yourself in, where's your target market, what age group that you want to what audience that you want to fulfill your needs in, where's your major money market going to be, where you're going to make the biggest impact. So we target that artist, that company, that group of people, and then we advertise, we market, and we shape and mold maybe in the incubator stage. Started from infants, or bring them all the way up to the first year or 2 year. We try to go on a long journey. It could be anything that a person could have an idea about, but we're going to try to make that into a big ball effect, and let's see where it goes from there.
Do you have an ad agency that you work with?
Actually, yeah, I have two companies that I work with. Stanley Captain Agency is a well-known company. CAA is a well-known company as well. I have a lot of mentors that I've been working with to get these ideas down packed, because you can't do it by yourself. Right now, I'm like I said, I just came from the Source 360. It was an amazing event. I can express to you how Impact Universe, the company, we paired up, had videographers in one section. We had 4 different companies that worked there. We had Source, Unsigned Hype Hair, North Star Media Group. We had Deborah Lee there from BET, Master P, Betty Boom. He's a person that just works Def Jam. We have major organizations and companies that, Toyota, you name it. It's some major companies that had a big part in this, and it was even a pleasure for me to be even called for an event like this, to be a part of it. And these organizations, we all partner up together just to make a big.
Now, what was your role in that?
To gather all the video content.
Okay.
For the 3 days, to get all of the stars and the celebrities, to get all of the content, gather it all together, to bring it down to the Source magazine so they can make a documentary.
Oh, so basically you're doing like documentary collection filming.
Right.
So who were your camera people?
Shout out to Travis. I have 3 interns, 2 DPs, directors of photography. They have broken down to 5 sections in between the celebrities. Then you have, they go from millennials up into the elder ages, Then at the end, it was a final day where they had all old school hip hop at one park, Wingate Park in Brooklyn, New York, where it was 5,000 people, Big Daddy Kane, you name it, they were there, So to be a part of something like that, and this is 3 years running, and then for me to be menteed by one of the biggest companies in hip hop, that's really big.
That's great. So now you talk about these different people. Who are your core business partners? Who are the people that do the day-to-day? I know you have connections when you do projects and different people that you work with, with bigger organizations, but who are your main business partners? Okay,
so I have Antonio Smith. He's out in California. He has Faison Davis Films, and he supplies a lot of the film production development. That's in California. So we get a chance to pair up. That's a day-to-day basis of organizational skills when it comes to production. On the second hand, and I have Felton Group. That's all for casting development in New York City. They're in Manhattan. They deal with all castings, all the newest castings, all the new films. That's where I could get manpower from. You know, that's what, like right now we have Fashion Week coming up, so you're gonna need a whole lot of people that comes in. College is starting as well, so this tour season, so everybody gets the chance to get on these college campuses and scout for new talent. Those are two major partners. 2-on-1 basketball. That's the IT guys. Stacey Daniels. That's the IT part of the specialist part. Whereas you got the coding, the JavaScript, the HTML. That's all of the major components to the websites, and then you have bloggers as well. So that's the 4 pieces that we have. Madison J. She works at WBLS. MadisonJ.com. That's those are the pillar scratches. That's the product placement. People with the branding and the clothing for sets and music articles. Artists, stuff like that. Those are the people that I work with on a regular basis. That make Impact Universe up.
Right. So what is your website?
It's www.imumedia.com. www.imumedia.com.
Okay. Some people would put WW, you got to be explicit.
Right.
So is there anything else you want to leave our audience with today? Because we talked about your mission, some of your goals, and all the connections that you have. You're doing all these different things, production and casting and set design and being creative and being part of just the behind the scenes of everything. What else would you like to leave our audience with today in our last 2 minutes of our show?
Well, I mean, if I was to leave anything to the audience, expanding your mind to Impact Universe, please hit the websites up. It's a new company, 3 years of entrepreneurship. It's a great thing to come to, and giving away merchandise to the homeless. And please join us in any of our missions. And giving back is a big thing. So this is some of the sweaters for kids. And thanks for being a great host. And this is for you.
Oh my God! I get a gift.
So this is for you. So I appreciate you.
And it's my size.
Right. So I appreciate you for having me on the show. We're the Village. I have to plug it.
Thank you.
This is dope. I really love the show. This is something amazing.
I'll be wearing this. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
And, hopefully everybody sees this.
Yes, they shall. And I just want to say thank you so much, Mr. JOVAN Acree, for coming on to my show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you all for tuning in to We the Village.